I got to see them back, in the club days when they were small and just coming up. So it was a cool experience, like I said, to see them come up so far. So it's good.
That's a really great story, actually. Yeah,
it's great to know that you got an influence by them as well. So you could definitely hear that, and the other influences that you mentioned, I can definitely hear that in the music. I mean, I listened to your whole album straight through probably 3 times that day. That day I talked to you. I mean, there's not a bad track on the CD, so I'm definitely proud to have you guys on the show and be able to promote the album.
I thank you, Jay.
Yeah, no problem. And that album comes out October 28th worldwide, so it's called Forsaken. And just before I let you go, let everybody know where we can find you guys so they can hear more about you and get into the music. I'm going to play Utopia.
Thank you. Thank you for this chance.
Yeah, Jay. No problem. I played Utopia. I'm going to play Denial coming up. But yeah, let us know where we can find you guys.
Yep.
You got the .com or just go on Facebook? Where do you want people?
Sorry, just wait a second, because it joined us Kate, the lyricist, and then she also contributing the writing process, and here she is.
Hello, Jay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. So you write music with these guys?
Yes. Well, I work with them mostly for the lyrics, because these guys are from Italy, and let's say Italians aren't really famous worldwide for their English skills. So they said, "Can you please give us a hand?" And I said, "Okay."
That's all right. No worries.
True story.
I was just asking them, where the fans can find more information about the band.
Of course. Well, we have our Facebook page. That's Noveria Official is the handle. Then we also have Noveria Official on Instagram, and our website is noveriametal.com.
Cool. So how big of a role do you play in the band besides lyrics? I mean,
well, I'm helping out a bit with social media and these kind of things, like practical things, like organizing for example, we're going to shoot a music video soon. So is that like a tiger in there?
No, it's I have the studio in a certain part of my house, and I let the dog come in, and the cat.
Of course.
I have a little pug, and he tore ass after the cat. So I tried to mute it out so you didn't hear it, but I didn't catch it in time. So do you come up with the concepts? You're involved in the concept writing of it as well, then?
Yes. Well, we always talk about concepts and these themes that we want to talk about with the guys. But usually it's I try to propose different ideas to them and then see what they think.
Cool.
So the first record was mostly about talking about people's stories where you're struggling in your everyday life for just getting by. We were hearing stories from our friends everywhere, in Italy mostly, of course, because we're here, about how it was hard to get a job and how somehow every time you tried to do something with your life, somehow the system would try to stop you in some way. So we wrote about that on the first record. And then for the second record, of course, we had, unfortunately, this we lost a person.
Yeah, of course, we lost this close and loved one due to an aggressive cancer. There was, of course, at some point that she seemed to, that she won the battle, but then after few months it was back worse than before, and less than a couple of weeks she was gone, and there was really it's a personal story, but I think it's nowadays there is a lot of story about people dying with cancer. It seems like that nowadays 7 people out of 10 dies because of cancer, and the reason or the reasons are for sure the more different, because you never know what they put in your food that you eat every day, the air that you breathe. It's you never know.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, it's the same thing here. I mean, with situations like that, at least your lyrics have meaning, and it's not just something thrown together. I mean, a lot of times that's how I wrote my lyrics. A lot of it didn't mean anything. So when there's meaning behind it, like that, there's a lot more purpose to even go out and listen to the music. So, I mean, it's it sounds the same there as it is here, pretty much, that it's not really different as far as music and how the medical things work. Here it's a lot of pharmaceutical. We know here that there's cures out there and there's things that help that the government don't allow. I mean, like cannabis oil and stuff like that, and using it for medicinal purposes that we know these things for sure work. We've, now that, this stuff is going legal in certain states here, people are seeing, how it is affecting and helping people. So
I think so. I definitely think so.
Absolutely.
But actually, the purpose, of course, of this record is, a bit, somehow ambitious, because it's something that nowadays, under our eyes every day. But somehow nobody moves a finger about that, and it's we are always at the same point that it's difficult to change things, and if not impossible, But at least I felt to talk about this. That is, I think, a strong argument, and as well as a delicate argument, because you go to your purpose is to touch people that are struggling with this illness, and to all the people that also live with people that suffer from this illness. Right. And of course, you can be mad as much as you want, because of course the pharmacy industry knows, and of course there might be some cure, but there's a lot of speculation, I think, around the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a difficult thing to deal with. I mean, as far as but
absolutely. And because it's such a delicate subject, we didn't really want to touch the physical parts of being sick with cancer. We thought it would be maybe too much. So we tried to instead we went for an emotional approach. So on this album, we're talking about the different emotions that you go through when you're faced with a really bad illness, like, for example, cancer.
Yeah, no. I mean, I normally don't talk about politics, but I have a guy on my show that does a segment who does a vinyl review. He actually plays vinyl records and reviews them, but he also goes off on tangents about politics. I mean, how do you guys do you see out, like, how we got Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton running to be president? How do you guys view that? I mean, a lot of times we hear that the other countries are like basically laughing at us because it's almost comical what goes on here politically.
Well, actually, I'm going to be straight and completely honest about this Donald Trump situation, because I think at the beginning that it was some kind of a joke, because, is this true? Or, no, come on, it can't be, like, true. Sorry for me being, like, totally honest, but that's what I felt, like, when I was watching, of course, the TV news, and it was, okay. Well, if this is true, it's not going to be that good, I guess. But it's just my point.
Right. I mean, I don't particularly care for either one of them, but it's just
Yeah, exactly.
We just I just want to get a view on how you guys portrayed it. But I mean, Donald Trump is actually a very successful businessman and stuff like that. I mean, he knows how to run a business, and I think I don't know how they portray him in the media over there versus here, but I mean, he's done reality TV, so I think that's part of the thing. But
Yeah.
some things he's right in what he says, but there's certain things, but that's with any political candidate, really.
Absolutely. I think, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think we're in Italy, at least, people are kind of thinking like, okay, U.S. people, now you can feel what it's like to be in Italy, where you can only choose between the lesser evil.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's very well said.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go back like to the music side, but because you took out a good point, because I usually not interested as well in writing about like political points of view in our music, because I think it's not what we it's not our goal for sure.
Right.
No,
I mean,
with personal stories more than points.
As a listener and a musician, that's what I would prefer. I don't like when I never voice my real political opinion on anything on the air, because there's people I'm going to piss off, and I let these guys say whatever they want. That's their discretion to do their segment, but I never do that because I don't know, I can be offensive, and I don't want to go there. I don't want to lose a fan over something stupid like that. So,
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah, indeed.
But I don't like when certain bands voice, their opinion and try to push it on their fans and stuff. Because you're a fan, I shouldn't have to agree with your political view. So it tends to push people away from your music as well, or your business, or anything for that matter.
Absolutely.
I totally agree, because I think, of course, if you took it on the political side, it also can somehow backfire on you. I mean, the best thing is, to be free of making your a personal opinion about everything. The best will be like to respect their opinion and live together with that. I think there's more important things, like to have a good feel with the people you live in, instead of fighting for like against each other for a political reason, a point of view that we cannot control, of course.
Right. No, absolutely. I agree. But there's a lot of topics that get people heated over here. I mean, cops shooting people all the time. So I mean, it's always something. So I mean, it's anywhere in the world, but it tends to be more glorified here. I don't know, with the news and stuff like that. So I don't know what you guys see over there as far as that stuff goes. But there's a lot of dumb shit that goes on over here. But so I mean, you guys were great. I'm gonna play another song, so I appreciate you guys calling in. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I got a few other segments to get to, and
absolutely.
Anytime you want to come on and promote whatever you're doing, feel free to hit me up. Even if you want to call in for a quick 5 minutes, that you got a new video coming out, whatever you got going on,
sure.
You're more than welcome to be on the show. So I'm going to play Denial. I thank you guys for calling in. Just hang on with me here. I'm going to play this track, and I'll chat with you for just a minute. I'm Jay Stone. You listen to my show.
Sure.
It's Francisco and Kate from Noveria calling in from Italy, and I'll be back in just a minute. Here's Denial.